Hello, everybody. After having a very tumultuous April, I finally can stream again. It's been a minute. It's good to see everybody. Welcome in, Mojave. Welcome in, Lottie. Welcome in, Heroics. How are you today? I am so glad I can finally stream again. April has not been kind to me, but that's beside the point. I can have a better I can have a better end to this month and have a good time hanging out with you guys and finally stream. I also was like, you know what? I could do a puzzle. I don't even remember what I'd be doing these streams. Thank you for becoming a member again, Mojave. I appreciate you. I was like, screw it. I want to do work today and work, aka hobby work. And I was like, you know what I like to do? I like to make pre-cure GIFs. They're really, really fun to make. And so that's what I'm doing today. I'm just gonna make pre-cure GIFs. I'm gonna make sure these chats are working because some people's messages are not coming through OBS, and that's not good. I want to be able to see what everybody's saying. Also, if the music is too loud, let me know. Hey, Honeykey, welcome in. How are you? Blue Jay as well, welcome in. How has everybody been doing? Like, literally, Arcana Shadow debuted while I've been gone. I didn't get to talk about her at all because life has been cruel. It's one thing after the other these past few weekends, but I'm here for a little bit of time to hang out. Today I'm going to be doing GIFs, and more specifically I'm making stickers, which is basically I take away the background, and these are animated. I don't know why I've been doing this on my laptop, so on my computer it's very slow for some reason for playing back the GIF, but that doesn't matter because I won't export it in Photoshop. But I'm in Photoshop, and I can't get rid of it. I might turn down the music a little bit because it's loud for me. All right, let me know if I'm pronouncing this correctly. Poos15, how are you? Hope you're doing well. Oh, welcome in. How are you? I hope everybody's doing well. I hope everybody's been having a good April. I hope you guys have had, if you are in the northern hemisphere, a good greeting to spring, and if you are in the southern hemisphere, I imagine you're falling into an autumn, a fall autumn. I have no idea. Sent 100 for 2 jewels. I didn't know that was a thing that you could do on YouTube. But also thank you for the donation, which I guess is jewels. YouTube has some monetization I've never seen before. But I appreciate it. Thank you, Mojave. Oh my goodness. Also, a lot of stuff has started airing. Like, I haven't had a stream since we started the spring season. So Witch Hat, Luluto Lily, Precure, good times all around. I've been getting a friend into Precure. I mentioned it before, but a couple of days ago, we finished his first season, Star Twinkle, and he really liked it. He says he likes it more than Heartcatch. Oh, that's so exciting. Star Twinkle is one of my faves. Totally worth it. I'm just listening to the live stream at the gym. No worries, we're not doing anything too visually exciting. I think I'm gonna delete the feet part of this, because I don't need the feet. I just need to make her transparent. So a sticker is the stuff you see on, like, I've only seen it on Instagram stories and stuff. I don't really know where else you can use them. But you basically will make this all transparent so that there's no background and it will just be there and you can use it. And I don't have a cure answer one I've done yet, so I'm doing just a basic cure answer post. I wish there was a happier one with her, but there's not a lot of shots of her in her answer form and happy. So I'm just doing the one where she says her speech. It's really funny because during the first puzzle stream in early March, got really hot for a week and then immediately went down to 50 degrees again. The weather's been crazy for me too. Like, it literally for 1 second is like 80 degrees. It's blazing. We're all setting on fire. And the next it's back to being freezing. Like, they were like, there's a frost warning. And I was like, it is April. Get that frost warning out of here. The cold is gone. We have graduated from cold. It is now time for nothing but warm vibes, and I'm really offended that you would dare insinuate that we would still have cold weather. It's very, very rude. I was in a Discord VC from my Oomphien Discord server, and I'm doing great. Oh! Well, don't abandon them. Have fun with your friends. Hope they are doing well. Yeah, I was really happy because I adore Star Twinkle, and he says his favorite cure is Star! Yes! Oh, good choice. Love Cure Star. One of my friends saw the Kimito Idol figures at a Japanese market near me and was tempted to get one, but there was no price tag. If it's the cutie figures, realistically, they shouldn't be more than like $10. If they're going off of it being like equated to the price in Japan, they really should not be more than $10 a piece. Realistically, they should be $5 a piece. But I think they've gone up over the years because I think it started to float around the $7 to $10 range. But originally, the cutie figures were $5 at Konbinis. I bought them all though. There we go. That perfect. You understand. You understand. I hope they weren't too expensive. How bad are they now? Because I guess the tariffs would also make it higher if you got it in the U.S. The weather has been so crazy. Got me sick. Oh no! But no worries. I'm feeling better. Yeah, I do not do well with the barometric pressure change. I'm lucky I haven't gotten a migraine this year because usually when the weather switches, my brain is like, time to die, and I'm like, let's not do that though. Let's not do that. I don't want a migraine. Those hurt so bad. But yeah, I do not like how much the weather is going wee wee wee. No good. No good. Gold coin 10 jewels. What does that mean? I don't know these things that YouTube apparently can do. But thank you, Mojave, again. They were 13 apiece. Oh, the prices have gotten so high. I'm into our current star. I've really been loving the last episode of Star Detective. Love how the show is turning out to be. I'm very impressed. I genuinely did not expect the writing to go this solid, but I'm pleasantly surprised. Pleasantly surprised that this has been a decent season. Alright, let me do some checks. If this makes my life easy and I don't have to come in here and do much, that would be spectacular for me. Boop a doop a doop. Boop a doop a doop. Ba-doop a doop. Been doing this on a Mac laptop all day, so I'm hoping it's not that bad on a PC now that I'm switching over. Alright, let me give us a little green screen so we can make sure we see all the... Oh, that's not what I wanted. See all of the mistakes. Big mistakey. Alright, there's some feathering there. Fix that. Nope. There we go. Alright. Make sure there is no holes. What is this? Is this pink background? Take that out too. Bum, bum, bum. But yeah, I go through every frame and dig out the background. It's tedious, but it's fun. Yesterday's Star Detective was so good. It was a great lore episode. I honestly was not expecting them to drop what they dropped so soon. It was a good episode. I like that they caught us off guard. Alright, if there's nothing different between these two images, then we will just copy and paste. Boop. 14 episodes in Delicious Party, and I'm conflicted. It's good, and then it started to crumble like a cookie. Can't wait for Cure finale debut. Back and forth on the weather is ruining my sleep. Oh god, yeah. Having that ruin your sleep has gotta be a huge pain. And then on the note of Delicious Party, I think Delicious is very polarizing. I think you have to go in there with the expectation that it's going to be kind of a, like, chiller season. It's not going to pull any, like, major punches. It has, like, a couple of interesting plot twists, but for the most part, you kind of go in for the vibes. And if you go in with the just, like, I want a chiller season, I think you'll like it. If you don't, you might be a little bit less happy. Alright, let's see if I don't know why this is not the right color. There we go. Now I can see. I can fight. Whoop. Did I do that the wrong way? Yeah, I did. Okay. Boink. This is me, like, really caring about a detail no one's gonna notice later. Alright. I've been episode 13, so I don't want any kind of spoiler or something. Alright, we won't say much. We won't talk too much about this, specifically the newest episode. It felt like a season finale in a way, but also not. Yeah, it was kind of crazy. But also, apparently they had, like, a lot of major animators on this episode, which was pretty cool. Which I love it when we get a nice haul of big animators, because the animation's good. Without going into spoilers of what happens, the animation's pretty solid. But other than that, we can at least talk about like 2 episodes ago. Who is happy that like how do we feel about Arcana Shadow coming into the story? Like, new girl in town. She's pretty cool. I'm very, very happy with her. I did not expect her transformation to be so insanely good. And I think the dude who did her key animation for that, he's not new, but he's newer to my understanding. I think he did, I'm trying to remember, I think the first one he did was Cure Coral. And I think he's really stepped it up from starting with, like, not that I think Cure Coral's transformation was bad, but dang, this guy said, I'm gonna get experience, and went all in. He really has some pretty stellar transformations. And speaking of Delicious Party, he did Cure Finale. He's been doing the purplish cures, apparently. The, like, not quite purple cures. I haven't. I'm a mess with English. I feel like I picked up the vibes. We stay spoiler-free. I've been trying to get my friend into more magical girl shows. They really liked My Abashi Wishes, but wasn't super into Idol Precure. Do you have any recommendations? Ooh, going off My Abashi Witches is kind of tough because you're going for probably the more mature series, and I feel like Precure only in certain seasons is going to scratch that itch, because like it's specifically what they like about My Abashi Witches. Like if you're like, oh, I love that they sing and they're like magical and stuff, or do you care about like the hard-hitting stories and emotional drive? Because it's hard to find something like My Abashi Witches, because I feel like we don't get those like young adult-esque series all that often for women specifically. So god, that's gonna be a tough call. Okay, her headpiece changes a little bit, so we'll go back here. My Abashi Witches was so good. If I had to think of a Precure season, if they're gonna like My Abashi Witches, they'll probably like something like anything with really emotional plot lines, like Heartcatch, Hodogadu. I debate letting people have their early Precure seasons be Hagato, but Hagato probably would be up the alley as well. Ones where the character stories really pull punches. Because I think, you know, I might have conflicting feelings about Hagato, but I do think that its individual character stories are so, so good. Welcome in, Fried Pie! They need to make a shortened version of the transformation. Last week the fight was non-existent because they had to. Yeah, no, that's fair. I definitely think we're starting to get into the point where we need some truncated transformations in the show, because they do belong. Like I watch Party more often than not, the episodes, and we definitely yapped the entire duration of the transformations for this week. I was like, there was a lot of yapping because there's a lot of stock footage. But it's still impressive how much content they have despite having like pretty high numbers in the stock footage for this season. Which usually, if there's a longer transformation, it means the episodes have less, but it is what it is. Alright, 10. Boink. Alright, let me make sure I'm catched up on chat. I think from the girls I'm vibing more with Anna, but Luluka is really amazing. Anna's great. I've loved her as a protagonist. Luluka adds much charm to the season. I love her. Oh, we got another Luluka fan. I'm so excited for the movie. We're talking about Precure movie, or is there another movie I don't know about? Because if you're teasing that there's a My Bashi Witches movie, I need to know that immediately. But I'm also excited for the movie, and you know, it's totally going to take place in London, as I have predicted. Funny enough, Mikuru, the one thing that I really liked at the start is the one that I like the least now. I feel like I just need Mikuru to do more. I feel like there's also a level where I keep... Like, there's not too much distinguishable between Anna and Mikuru. Like, they're starting to make the characters different enough from each other, but I do think mentally for me they're a little too similar. And I'm hoping that there's more standout differences between the two in the upcoming episodes, which I think they just need more, like, this is a Mikuru-focused episode, but I know we're getting more character introduction episodes for a while, because we're getting all the Eclair candidates in there. Okay, I think that's about all the cleanup I need to do. Computer, bear with me. What are you doing? I really like the hard-hitting stories, so it's hard to find stuff like that. Yeah, it's just like, I feel like writers are not super... They either go a little too intense with their emotional stories, or if it's for girls, they just don't go far enough. They're like, she just cares about her boob size and like shonen stuff, and it's like, okay, can we have a actual decent story for like 5 seconds? I like one that goes very deep, but I think is a very dark, and you have to be into that. Is Wonder Egg Priority, and also don't expect it to finish. Don't expect that series to have a good conclusion, but the ride for if you like darker stuff that travels towards the horror. Like the first episode pretty much establishes how horror and how triggering that series can be, but I do like the attempt to talk about some of the more heavy stuff in that. I don't think it handles it perfectly, but I do think some of the storylines they have individually are really good. But again, major trigger warnings. Look up the triggers for Wonder Egg Priority. It's got a lot. Da, 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 da. Their favorite was Azu. I love Azu's plotline. She really won me over there. I feel like Wonderful can be another good one too. Ooh, Wonderful's also a good one. Can I ask what what's going on? Enjoy. Right now I am making stickers. These are stickers going to be for like Instagram. And I'm doing one for Cure Answer. The green screen is just so I can see that I'm not like, there's not remnants going on. So I'm just coming in and removing the background for each individual frame. So for anybody who's like, why does it take so long to do these? It's because it's kind of a pain. It's kind of a labor of love, I'm not gonna lie. But I love doing this. And I've been seeing, especially like, I've seen some Japanese accounts on Instagram using these stickers, which I was like, I've got to make more. Oh, no. This one, the hair starts splitting. And I don't think, I might cheat for that. Thin hair over here is kind of a pain. Does it do that in the other frames? No. How many frames does her hair like that? No, it comes up only for this one. Okay, I'll do it. I won't be lazy. I'll come in here and I'll take out the sparkle darkle in between her hair strands. Da 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 da. Welcome in, Tunes and Fun. If I have not said hi to you, hi. I'm talking about the Maibashi. There's a Maibashi Witches movie? Dude, I need to look that up. Is that so true? I know that they were announcing stuff in the future, and I know they were doing concerts. Maibashi Wishes has a series recap film in the works. Oh, that's so cool! Oh, I also hope they have footage. But you know what? If it's getting a theatrical release, that's a good sign. I think they're definitely, the progression of that series will very much depend on how many people roll up. So I'm gonna need like Japan to show up, because if I could, I would. I'll put it that way. If I could be there to support the theatrical release, I would. Oh, speaking of theatrical releases, weird tangent from the Magical Girl thing. I did manage to land tickets for, what's it called? I got tickets for The Amazing Digital Circus, so I get to support that in person. I will be going to the theater. I got one theater, but I requested a nicer theater in town where they serve food, and I was like, hey, could you do The Amazing Digital Circus? So I did get tickets for that. I'm actually very excited for that. Would also recommend Oja Majidore Mi would also be a good one, because they hit some really good plot lines in that one. What program did you use for the stickers? So for this, all of this stuff I use is Adobe. I will use Photoshop to take out the backgrounds, and then I use After Effects to export it, because I've got a GIF plugin for After Effects through work where it makes a more optimized GIF, and it makes it less heavy. I'm like overkilling how you can do it. You can do this in a lot of simpler ways. I think even Canva offers the ability to upload images and remove backgrounds, and I think it can export GIFs. I don't know if you need the premium to do that, but I believe you can export GIFs from Canva, and you can see if you can have transparency. You could do all of this in Photoshop, but I just don't think it's very optimized, and I have the ability to use high-end Adobe software, and I'm trained in high-end Adobe software. What was that? Go back. What was that? There's something in here that's not included. There it is. That's a green spot. Which I don't understand why that's doing that. Nope, that's not what I wanted. I forget the PC controls are the opposite of Mac controls. You guys can definitely tell I'm more of a Mac user than a PC one. Alright, did this change, right? That changed. Okay, so this is not... Well, how different is this? How different? No, the thing... Her hair doesn't move. I'm gonna use the same mask. Twink. And then go boink. Anyways, catching up. Alexis, welcome in. How are you today? On Hugs from Toons and Friends. I know Bayabashi wishes. It's so good. We're watching Ojamaja Doremi. I wish there was something made for older people like Maebashi. Wholeheartedly agree. Just curious, can we say if Ruruka is a goth girl? She definitely has that, like... What is it? The gothic Lolita thing? Where it's like, it's got mild, like... I don't know if Christian vibes is the way, but she's kind of got, like, that nun look. Very, like, European aesthetic to her. I mean, let's be real. She's got, like, stained glass church going on behind her in her transformation. I feel like there's a level of goth we could put her in. But I definitely think she moves towards, like, that gothic Lolita style. I might watch the Amazing Digital Series. I say go for it, just because I feel like it's good to support indie animation, even if it's not your favorite series. That being said, despite what YouTube thinks, Amazing Digital Circus is not for the young. I think it's like a PG-13 kind of series, so obviously if you're in this chat, you are above the age of 13. But also know that there are triggering things to a degree on that, so obviously pick your... Not pick your poison, but like, you know, self-regulate on what you can and can't handle. Okay, let's see. Okay, that's a hole right there. Need to carve out. But I think I'll carve it out, with the regular tools. After Effects, that's the program I use for epic visuals of my remixes. Neat. Yeah, After Effects is fantastic. I mean, like, honestly, if you are thinking about getting into art, as a career, and you have the ability, albeit it's definitely a money thing, in some veins on whether or not you can afford After Effects or not, because Adobe, unfortunately, is not as cheap as it can be. Though, if you get student license, cheaper. Anyways, if you learn After Effects, very, very good for job applications. People, especially in this very video-oriented world, really like you to have some After Effects knowledge, and if you can do specific things in After Effects. Mostly motion media, like text animation, animating, like, puppet pins and things like that. Very much liked by employers. If anybody has any desire to go into art, if you don't, you know, After Effects is fun if you can get your hands on it. It's an incredibly daunting application when you open it because it doesn't make any sense, and it's not the best made application in the universe, but it can do really cool stuff. That's my rant. I am not sponsored by Adobe, and I will never be sponsored by Adobe because they're kind of evil sometimes. I'm glad to hear you're doing good, Alexis. Day redacted, waiting for Walker Gillis Knocked Rising. Right? I'm like, they gave us a date for Japan where that movie could come out. I will say, the other Madoka movie, Rebellion, came out way long time ago in movie theaters, and I saw that in movie theaters here. I think I had to go a couple states over to see it, to be fair. But, it did come out here, though I hope, even as somebody who ended up having the benefit of seeing Magia Record with a anime convention debut, I hope they don't do Walter Gillis Knocked at a convention. I hope they genuinely do it in traditional theaters. Or, you know what, I'll take them doing it on a streaming service. I just don't want them to do the thing where it's like, we release it in Japan, and then we wait a year before we release it in America, and I was like, that's not a good idea. That's not a good plan. Ba, 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 ba. Nope, wrong layer. Ba, ba, ba. There we go. I like your butterfly. Thank you. I appreciate it. Oh my god, speaking of butterfly, someone had a theory that I know is probably not going to be true for Precure, but I thought was good for Eclair. Was they're like, the butterfly has 4 wings, and Eclair has, 4 candidates that could be her. And I'm like, oh my god, that's so true. some big brain thinking. Oh my god, the basic version actually was better than the complex version. I just need to clear out that hole and remember to clear that hole out. Okay. This is a 2, this is a 10, and we're... okay. Speaking of Madoka, 2 days ago I got a Madoka t-shirt at Hot Topic. I love that Madoka stuff is in Hot Topic. Like, that's crazy to me. Just growing up with, like, no nerdy stuff ever being in stores. I'm so happy that stuff shows up in stores now. I need to buy another Madoka t-shirt. My last partner took my Madoka t-shirt and didn't give it back. And I'm kind of tempted to, like, be like, yo, I want that back, though. You may be halfway across the planet, but I need you to give my t-shirt back. Though now would be a horrible time with the tariffs. It was such a good t-shirt, though. I had one that was, like, really, really long. You could use it as pajamas. And it was really soft. I think I got it at a convention. Though I don't know if it was bootleg or not, because that was when I was young and didn't know whether or not stuff was official or bootleg. I kind of wish it was easier to get the Precure t-shirts, because they have those really, like, ironically edgy t-shirts where they're black and then the girls are, like, silhouetted in outlines. I think Leo has a couple. Those look cool. I kind of want one of those. And they had, at one point, they had, like, a Precure make-your-own t-shirt website that I just didn't want to go through the hassle of getting at the time, but I kind of regret it, because that was fun. They had so much customization. We're reaching theory levels never before seen in Precure. I know! People are being so crazy about the theories, and I love it. I love a crazy little theory. But it is not a good time to do theories in the poor Miraculous fandom. The devs, the creators of Miraculous do not like theories. People will be like, I have this theory, and they are very quick to just go on Twitter and be like, no, wrong. And I find it so crazy. I'm like, stop talking to the fans. Let people have theories. It's fun to have a theory that's incredibly wrong. Now, obviously, don't send death threats when your theory ends up being wrong, but theories are like the lifeblood of a fandom, man. It's so silly to me that they're so like, that theory's wrong. Let people breathe. Let people live, man. My Madoka t-shirt is black. Oh, it sounds so badass. Hi everyone, I'm stopping by to say hello because I have to go out and now to make deliveries and accompany my mother. Oh, I hope you have a good afternoon with your mom. Speaking of movies, I'm shocked how Shugokara never got a feature-length film. Oh my god, yeah, it was before the era of films. I remember the show having a stage play and their season 4 party, and now Jewel Joker exists. Yeah, I think there's like, given how much wild amounts of merch we're getting for Shugokara, I wonder if they're planning to resurrect that. Like, a lot of series are resurrecting their older IPs. Like, I mean, they teased the fact that Soul Eater, of all things, might come back and do a remake, which I think that was fine enough. Like, literally the only thing that was wrong is the manga ending was different. But sure, why not? Have another Soul Eater. They're doing that, What's the other series getting remakes? There was a handful of them that were teased. There's been, like, some Shugokara stuff has been brewing. Mermaid Melody, I don't think, has enough money to do another remake or do a sequel series. But I would love Mermaid Melody come back. We were able to get a long enough comeback for Tokyo Mew Mew, and that didn't have a lot of sales for it. Like, they didn't have a lot of product behind it. So I do think Shugokara's got a little more momentum. But also, all of Korea just discovered that magical girls exist. Because they have, like, adopted every single magical girl series that came out in the early 2000s. Like, the Korean fandom has come in hot and ready to love magical girls. It's so funny, because the amounts of, Korean Twitter that's been like, oh my god, Shugokara is the best thing that ever happened, and like, oh my god, Full Moon Mosakashite is the best thing that's ever happened. I'm like, Korea. But at the same time, Korea's like, we love these series. And then we made merch, and I was like, oh, Korea, keep going. Korea, bring them back. Korea single-handedly is going to bring back every magical girl series in full force. I've never seen such, like, intense fandoming But it's really, really nice. And the people on Korean Twitter thus far have been very, very sweet and very creative. That's how I got my full moon music box. They did a Kickstarter, like a Korean Kickstarter, and made their own version of the full moon. They made 2 versions of the full moon music box. It was so good. Thomas, Thomas is something else, I'll tell you that. There's so many, some people are the fun police when it comes to theories. Yeah, I'm very pro theory because I think it just, it's fun creative writing. It gets the juices going. And you know, one of the best things that happens when somebody has a theory that's wrong is that they'll just go on to use that theory to write their own series that has that plotline. I mean, technically speaking, not that it's a theory thing, but the guy who did Madoka did the first season of Madoka and then watched Heart Catch Precure, and he's like, I have all the feelings about how I want to write now after witnessing the masterpiece that is Heart Catch, and I thought that was so funny. I was like, pop off, king. do do do. Rei or Shidoku, if one of the girls will be a Claire, I'll be happy to be honest. I'm going crazy thinking, why in one way of the phrases of Arcana Shadows says, I will do anything for a Claire. Yeah, definitely Arcana Shadow and Eclair are meant to be connected to one another more than we initially thought. So I'm very excited to see how that plays out. I personally wish it was Rei. I think it's going to be pretty strong understanding it's going to be Kureo, but I really, really want it to be Rei because I think she's just such an interesting choice. I feel like we haven't had like the mysterious glasses character be our mid-season. So I have very big fondness for her. I was a little surprised that Arcana Shadow broke both the Precure fandom outside the Precure fandom. So before Arcana Shadow debuted, I think this is a very weird piece of knowledge. Chinese netizens, like some Chinese guy got really obsessed with Arcana Shadow and made like a bajillion AI videos of her, which is how China got exposed to her existence, for better or for worse. And after that, those AI stuff got shared everywhere, so everybody's now really obsessed with Arcana Shadow without even knowing who she is. So that's why Arcana Shadow is incredibly popular. Like, she blew up on Xiaohongshu specifically because of the AI videos, which is not fantastic, and not everybody loves her for, like, the best reasons, but if it leads other people, I don't know. I have mixed emotions about her having popularity, but I also think it's just going to be temporary. I think people are going to be like, she's cool, and then watch the series and be like, wait, I don't like this series because it's not a shonen. And I'll be like, okay. So, it's a mixed bag feelings on all that. I'm going to camp this week! Ooh, are we doing like a summer camp, or are you like going outdoors camping? Like off to some campsites to gross the wild. That's not the best verb for that, but you know what I mean. AI is trash, yeah. I was like, God, I wish it wasn't weird AI videos. But yeah, no worries about missing stream. I hope you have a great time camping. I'm not a Kudea truther. I think she's another mentor character. I wish. I feel like I've seen those videos. They were past. I think they started on Xiaohongshu and then they moved to, I saw them once on Twitter and I was like, okay. Alright. Alright, everybody. Alright, pack it up. Alright. I don't know if all the All-Star... Okay. I don't know if the All-Star movie has come out, but I hope it has the girls babysitting the older kids. I don't know if they'll do an All-Stars movie until the next anniversary. Outdoors camping. Oh, that sounds so fun! And I think it's a good time of year, whether you're in fall or a spring. It's, like, not awful weather. I feel like every time I've gone camping IRL with, specifically my brother and my dad are into camping. Oh my god, they always are like, this is ideal weekend, and then it's 20 degrees. And I was like, it's so cold. I'm like, camping is not fun, it's cold. Camping's one of those things that I wish I loved. I literally love camping shows with every fiber of my being. If you did not know, I absolutely love, like, you-do camp and stuff like that. I'm like, all the fun of camping while I don't actually have to be outside. I want to love camping more. I feel like I might try to get back into it, but I genuinely have to put my foot down with my family and be like, I'm not gonna do cold camping anymore. I can be excruciatingly hot. I cannot be frigid. I'm just gonna sit there in my sleeping bag and not move for 3 days in a row. But I wish I loved camping more. When Arcana Shadow was revealed, I didn't expect Luluka to be- I know! She was so quiet for her first, like, handful of episodes. She was kind of just a little aloof and eating her, like, ice cream and stuff. And then she came in swinging with, like, a silly Billy personality, and I was like, oh. Oh, there's a personality here. I did not expect that. I expected either her to be, like, brooding or just, like, stoic, but she's got a little cheeky personality. It was kind of a nice surprise. I love camping. Oh my god. People, give me camping stories, and then give me, like, activities to do while camping. I need to be inspired into camping. I also, speaking back to Korea, I've been watching this, YouTuber who, goes camping in Korea. Or, well, I think she's gone to other countries now, but, her name is Ringnong, and her channel is Ringnong on Air, which I'll just type in chat because I'm sure I'm pronouncing it wrong. It's Ringnong on Air. I believe that's what it is. Let's see if I spelled that correctly. But, she's super duper sweet. And, she'll be in chat when, her videos go live and we'll talk. And she knows, some Chinese and some English, so she'll respond to you. But the best part of her videos is that she sees cats. She'll hang out with cats while she's camping, and I think that's really adorable. Okay. Okay. What if Claire isn't one of the 4 girls? You know, they could pull that. They could pull a Doki Doki. They could do whatever they want. This reminds me when I went on a cruise back in January of this year. It was fun, but I missed the internet. Fair enough. Fair enough. Ooh, where'd you go cruising, though? If you went in January, did you do like an Arctic cruise, or were you doing like some kind of warm stuff? You hitting up the tropics. Well, it's frigid. My family loves to do cruises when it's winter, and I'm like, I get that you're trying to do something fun in the winter, but I'd rather just do a cruise when it's supposed to be warm. Like, I think my parents wanted to do a cruise in the Bahamas when I was young, and it was the coldest thing I ever experienced, and I was like, well, I'm on a ship, but it's cold. I think I also got really sick on that. I think I came down with the flu, so was not the best experience for me. Okay, I think she just talks for the rest of these, so it's gonna be the same mask for the next 30. I also don't think she's any of the girls. That would be a great plot twist. Same on the same day as I got my Madoka shirt, I got stuff for camping! Ooh! Are we like, do we do some high-end camping? You're gonna get like a little cookie stove and make some food while you're out there? I feel like camping could be so fun if I didn't hate it. I flew to Miami and went to a cruise to the Bahamas and Jamaica. Alright, I hope it wasn't cold on your cruise, man. I hope when you were going around there, you weren't getting frostbite. On the Lido deck. I'm going to Germany in November for my birthday. It's gonna be cool, but worth it. I feel like Germany's more worth it than like a frigid cruise. Though people cruise in Alaska. But Germany sounds super fun. Much to see. And then Germany also, to my knowledge, has good food. It's a good food country. Alright, all of these are just gonna be me copying and pasting for the rest of this. Welcome in, Fnap Freak. How are you today? Don't say that, girl. I'm so pissed. Honestly, if some random girl will come out of thin air and become Eclair. They've done it before. They could do it again. It was warm. It was 90. Oh, 89. I can read. 89 in Jamaica. Good. I'm glad it was warm. I'm glad that the, what is that? El Nino. Yeah. It would be El Nino or La Nina. One of them. Keeping it warm down there. It's more like pure Ace War flashbacks. Ugh. I wouldn't mind a cruise. There's one, speaking of cruises, there's one cruise, I think it's Colossal Con. I don't remember what the title is for it. It's like Colossal Con at Sea. where they'd have a cosplay cruise. I wonder what that's like. Any of the like gamified cruises, because the closest thing I could imagine, I don't think I've ever gone on a Disney cruise. If I did, I had to be like 3 or 4. I can imagine those, but I'm curious, like I've seen people be like, oh, we went to a gamers cruise or something like that. I'm like, that sounds so fun. I would love to do a cruise that's like themed to a niche hobby. I also can't imagine how insanely expensive those would be. Like, guys, imagine if we had a Magical Girl cruise and they just made everything like Magical Girl themed. That'd be crazy. It'd be funny if Arcana and Eclair were sisters. That would be an interesting thing because we really don't know anything about Arcana Shadow's family situation. We don't even know where that girl's living. Alright, I may just do up to 70, and I don't know if I really need the rest. Because she'd just be yapping a little bit. The problem is it's not going the exact speed. It's going slower than it would be. Alright, I might just do a couple of her with her mouth closed, and then that'll be it for this GIF, and we can go on to the next one. This was my first cruise ever! Oh, I hope you had a good time. I also hope you didn't learn that you get seasick. I learned that the hard way, but cruises can be fun nonetheless. I don't get people who say Niji is a good. That'd be the funniest plot twist in the world if it was Niji at this point. Given how much, like, we know that Arcana Shadow's supposed to care, and then she just does not care about Niji. That'd be such a funny plot twist. I can see Japan making a Magical Girl cruise. I also think Japan has the ability to do the shorter cruises with the ferries, because they'll do a ferry between the islands. Like, imagine going from, like, the mainland to, like, Okinawa, and it's just a Magical Girl, like, I think... How long did it take the ferries? It's, like, 1 or 2 days. At the longest. And they'll, like, ferry you across to Okinawa, and I could imagine doing a Magical Girl cruise there would be so fun. Wearing your Magical Girl cosplay in a Magical Girl escape room on a Magical Girl cruise! Alright. Somebody hire Poos. These are amazing ideas. They need to be hired. I approve. Alright, I think I'm just gonna go up to there, and then I'll save this, and then I'll delete it when I make it, and if I want to come back and do the rest of the frames, I can. We'll do this one. Alright, for this GIF, it zooms in, and I don't know if I should do the whole thing, because as you can see, it zooms in very slowly, and she just does the same emote over and over again. So I don't know if I'll do all the frames. I think I'm gonna try to do all the frames, but if I get lazy, we'll switch to a different GIF. And then I'll just do only a handful of them. This one might be harder to frame, because it's got her hair, her hair is a little pointy. There's gonna be all these, like, holes. These are going to be very annoying. If you can see my cursor at all. This stuff, these little hair flappies are going to be really irritating. Unless the program can figure out how to handle them. Doing, 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 doing. Doing, 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 doing. Let's see. What are my results? Oh, it handled it pretty well. Okay. I don't even know if there's any problems. Did this go perfect the first time? Oh, I love it when it's perfect. No, there's a hole right here that I need to cut out. So close. So close yet so far. Oh, I got ketchup on chat. I got a big bag, heavy jacket. We're going to the mountains and a reflatable refillable water bottle. Oh, that sounds so fun. Go and get your leggies a workout. Mikuru would make a good grandma. The Pochitan. Oh my god, have you heard the Pochitan Mikuru theory? Because the two of them, interestingly enough, share a birthday. People are like, they might be the same character. But, like, there's so many theories we could get from Pochitan being born the same time as Mikuru. Like, there could be big things here. Anna, Jet, and a Mikuru. Cure Ace is a cool cure. Sure, her debut was dicey, but the second half of the season gave her a good story arc. If Eclair has the same setup as Ace, I would be excited, as long as it's a good story. I'm mixed about Ace, because I genuinely think Ace just has the same story as Cure Muse, but I liked Cure Muse's story better. But that's my hot take. You are fully allowed to love Cure Muse as you want to. Oh, maybe I don't want it to be that soft. We'll see. I might redo that. Let's get the... Nope. No, it's not bad. That's not bad. The downside, too, is that all the edges are going to be really crunchy when I upload it to Giphy. They make all the edges real crunchy, and it's kind of annoying. Good for all of you. I am here in my house trying to fight off the heat waves. Oh no! 2 days, first day I literally passed out. We gotta get you a fan. We gotta get you cooled off. Help, I always forget Jet has 2 T's. No worries, I know who you're talking about. I've been on cruises, but not a Disney cruise. I don't know how frequently they go out. I really wish that Precure would bring back mid-season cure for being mysterious. Like, we didn't have that in a long time and rather waited months. Yeah, I do think that they'll probably roll back into doing things more traditionally. Potentially for the next season, because we've had pretty differently handled mid-seasons for a hot minute. Did I not do the cut up? I didn't do the cut up. Let me go back. Actually, redo. Image, into the edit, redo, edit, redo. Here we go. Let me punch this hole out in her hair. See, this is the kind of stuff that no one cares that I take care of, but I want my gifts to be clean. It's not clean. I strive for perfection when I do my fancy little gifts that people will hopefully use on the internet. I still need to catch up on chat. I'm so behind. The plushie's name means Toei really misses the Sentai brand. Oh yeah, on this week's episode with the plushie. It was very interesting that they did a Sentai reference. I just have a feeling they don't want to do mid-season cures around summer anymore. I think they still do. It's about toy sales. Like, where the mid-season cure lands, 100% is stuck with the toy sales. Like, they don't get much say in the show. It comes down to what Bandai says that is going to be the ship time for stuff. Alright, I can't tell when to start zooming in. It's looking still pretty pixel by pixel, one for one. May just be paused at the top of it. Okay, that's animation. That's a different frame. Let's go in and redo it. Do-do-do-do-do. Mikuru is so cute. She's so adorable. I honestly, she's the most gifable character in the show other than Pochitan thus far. Like, I have so many gifs lined up to do of her. And I'm like, it's because she's so silly expressive. She tends to be the more goobery one. Because this was back from the maze episode. No, not the maze episode. This was the fight episode. Before they got the loop. Okay, I think it does zoom in a little bit here. So, do it. Yoink. Yoink, yoink, yoink. Ba-ba-ba-ba. Well, Precure is experimenting a lot. I don't expect them to go back to the regular formula. I don't think it's, like, regular formula, but I do think them, like, having one character be the mid-season and hiding them until they need to use them, like just debuting them a few episodes before, like, the 20s. I think they'll go back to that at some point. They kind of cycle back and stuff. But I do think they also like the new formula of having the 4 characters right from the get-go and then just releasing them very slowly. They seem to be very fond of the wonderful style. I think that also does better for their toy sales, because that means that they get to do they did to do like a spring debut and then a summer debut for their characters. But at the same time, they did a more traditional debut. We just happened to know the fairies way sooner for You and Idol, and that sold exceptionally well. So they're not. It will all come down to money, and if it's lucrative, they'll do it again. Da 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 da. But I also wouldn't mind them being, yeah, just a normal mid-season. I did feel a little dizzy when I was eating dinner one day on the cruise because the ship was shaking a bit. Yeah, but it was not seasickness though. Yeah, I think that's just normal sickness. During the Wonderful, I was waiting for a mid-season the entire time. Oh my god, we were all holding our breath for a Satoru. I loved it if he were gonna be a mid-season. At first, I thought Jet being born in England during the American Revolution was important. I could not think of anything that it could mean, though. I think he's like 300 years after that. I think he's a little late for the American Revolution. Alright, I think that's 1 for 1, so I'll just copy and paste. She's so adorable. I'm getting a little spooked. I need everybody to use this spook sticker when I upload it. I need you guys to cry when all the Precure merch is out of stock. This is what this GIF is for. That was the intent in mind. There's no Toy won't restock the Tier Arcana rod for me. Oh no. TBH Daring Wonderful. Okay, I did read that. Type 1. If you had unrestricted internet access, type 2 if you didn't. Stop. Doki Doki teased that Regina was gonna be the mid-season and they pulled a swerve. Yeah, I think they genuinely were like, you guys keep saying the mid-season's too predictable, so we made it entirely unpredictable. We threw a little monkey wrench in there. I'll use the GIFs for my messages on my phone. Let's go! Yeah, I do wonder if you can use the transparent ones. Like, do you get transparent ones on different places? Again, I only know Instagram stories. And, like, I think if you use edits, you can also use the sticker library from Giphy. I'm debating if I should have made the line art more extended. But whatever. This is... Is this one? Yeah, it's a bit closer. It's like a frame closer. Or a pixel. Zoomed in. No, I don't want to use the subject matter. I want to use the cloud. No, it takes forever to load. Use the cloud. Okay. Well, that's crashing. Let me re-chat. I don't mind characters like Yui and Regina not becoming Cures. They're great as they are. I liked Yui. I think I wanted Regina to be a Cure. I'll be completely honest, but I get what you mean. Also, not everybody needs to be a Cure. That's fair. I think we all have to learn that the hard way as fans. I'm still upset that they don't have characters that have February birthdays, even though my birthday's in February. Yeah, that's the curse of merch sales. They're like, February is reserved for Precure resetting. So, unfortunately, they don't have February birthdays. I feel like they should at least, like, let the background characters have February birthdays or something. I don't know. Yeah, February, and then I can't imagine there's too many January ones either. I have to look it back up, because that's, like, right at the finale. I don't know, actually, now that I think about it, I don't know if there's a Cure on my birthday in June 1st. I know there's June birthdays, but I can't remember if somebody was a June 1st BB. Alright, yeah, this is getting closer. Is this closer on this frame? Is this a pixel closer? I can't tell. I think it is. I think this is a pixel closer. Oh, so hard to tell. It zooms so incrementally. Freedom for Pochi-chan. She just wants to do funny she's like the most chaotic fairy in terms of like, I'm not gonna pretend to be a toy. She's so bad about that. Why don't we see Mikuru's mother? That's a good question. We saw her in the opening and that's about it. They're holding back seeing Grandma Kobayashi. I too am like, yo, what's up with that? Where's she at? What does Mama Mikuru know that we don't? Yeah, I think all these are zooming in. Is Jet the caretaker for Anna? Is Jet 222? I thought he was 100. That would set him back, what, if they're in the 1900s? That still puts them in the 1700s and not the 1600s. Bro wouldn't be so much revolution, he'd be more, not quite Civil War. What years were the Civil War? If we don't need to be putting him next to American history, actually, let's take that away. Anna is still a homeless bum and Jet adopts her in his house. He does give her free room and board. As he has ironically enough, claimed that. Because, like, so, Jet, technically speaking, is from London, is he not? Was that not, like, the implication at the top of the series? Because he's, like, the London branch. And I was like, should you not be more in tune with the London branch? Or were you just, like, in the hills of England? Like, where were you? I'm vastly confused. Miles Jet Prowler. The Fox. They're basically the same person. I often post arts, but I do think I might make a Precure object sticker. Oh, you should do it! Yeah, if you can make, to get in the Instagram store, you have to get approved on Giphy. But the approval process is not too terrible. You just have to upload, like, 10 or so solid quality GIFs. But yeah, definitely recommend if you've got original art and you can make it, you do have to have it animated. It has to move. But, they're fun to use, and I think there's, like, especially one of the reasons why I've been doing this is because every time I go to Instagram stories and I want to use a Precure GIF, there's nothing. Because no one's made them. There's, like, a handful of weird Sailor Moon ones, or, like, there's, like, specifically the pixel art of the Madoka characters, but that's all that's in the Madoka tag. And I'm like, someone needs to fill this hole. Somebody needs to, there's a vacuum of a lack of magical girl GIFs, and I'm working on it, and thus far I have not done too many, because I keep getting lazy, and as you can see, they take forever to do one. There's probably, oops, I didn't mean to do that. I did not finish the process. But technically speaking, they take forever. I also could do this easier, but hey, if somebody else wants to help me fill up the repository of Precure GIFs, by all means, join me. I'm feeling less sure that Luluka is a double agent as opposed to enveloped by Usonora's lies and mentally warped. I will say the whole, like, red eye theory is very strong. I got a couple of comments today talking about that, and I think I'll talk about it next week. Because it is a strong theory. She's very interesting because she has far more agency than the normal mind-controlled characters. But to be fair, they also kind of did that with Cure Finale. Also, Mr. Y Guy, if I have not said hello to you, welcome in. Why is there no Valentine's Day Precure in Precure? Because it's in why is there no Valentine's Day episode in Precure? Because it falls in the month of February and it's early February, so that's usually the second or third episode of the new Precure season. And a lot of the time, Precure seasons, like as we saw for this one, the first episode took place in April because they usually want it to be at the start of the school year. So, they basically skip the month of February in most shows, because I think, off the top of my head, I know that Heartcatch starts in spring, and I know that Mahotsukai starts in spring, because I think a lot of them do, but those are the first ones I can think of. I think Idol also did, where you see that the trees have sakura petals in them, you know that it's no longer February. So they always skip to, like, the first week of school, or the week before school, at the beginning of each season. So they skip February, so we never get a Valentine's Day. They'll do pseudo Valentine's Day, or they'll sometimes bring up White Day. That's about it. Where's the July 24th cure already? I need a twin. I know, they're gonna have to fill out all the birthdays at some point. They keep adding cures, surely we'll get enough. Eventually they'll take over the entire year. We'll get up to, like, what is it gonna be? Gonna be, like, 330 cures, and then they're like, the entire month of February is like, we need some cures over here. Because the season starts in February, and I will prioritize setting up stuff. Right. Noblest Tea is born on the beginning of Pride Month. I know! It's funny, too. I'm glad I finally have a decent holiday attached to my birthday, because back in the day, I would sit there in class, and they're like, the 1st of June means it's hurricane season, and I was like, don't be saying stuff like that. My birthday is not just hurricane season. I swear to God, there's some positives in my birthday, not just the destruction of nature. Hello? I don't need, like, a tragedy attached to my birthday. It's very rude. Oh, I've brought this up before. All of my family members, all of us are born on holidays. Except for me. I say mine is the first day of summer, so that's my holiday, just to feel like I fit in with my family. But, it's really funny because, my brother married, obviously, my sister-in-law. Her birthday is my birthday. We both share the birthday. But he always remembers my birthday after remembering hers. And I'm like, I'm literally your sister who has been here my entire life. And you're gonna sit there and forget me over your wife. Like, I'm like, hey now, you should remember my birthday first. But either way, he's always like, Every year he's like, happy birthday. I remembered because I had to give my wife a gift. And I'm like, stop that. But my brother's birthday is Earth Day. And so on Earth Day, I was like, to the family group chat, I was like, happy Earth Day. And by proxy, my brother. I was like, I remembered Earth Day before I remembered your birthday. Ugh. I'm so petty. But yeah, I've got a family member born on Valentine's Day. I got a family member born on New Year's. I got one on Halloween. We're racking up the birthdays. And my nephew was just born 2 years ago on Christmas. So we kept the trend alive without... It's so funny because my sister-in-law was like, God, he better not be born Christmas. And I was like, that was you guys' fault. You guys decided when you wanted to conceive. That's on you. You guys ended up having a Christmas baby, and I think that's entirely your fault. I don't have one right on my birthday for November 6th, but Mayu is one day off. There you go. We take what we can get. Jet saw every major war. God. A child of war. Can we talk about January? Whenever I think about a Capricorn leader or a cure, only see Cure Whip came to mind. Yeah, I have to look up. I have a calendar on my computer. Let me open that tab. I have all the magical... It's not complete. I've been very lazy about it, but I've been trying to keep a calendar of every single birthday for magical characters. So that way, one day I'll actually look at my camera the day before and be like, it's so-and-so's birthday today. Who's in January? January is... Cure Whip is the 7th, and then Cure Yell is the 20th. And nobody in February. Except for I think Nyataron is in February, or at least Nachion's voice actor is. And then April, I think we finished all the birthdays for April, so the next one will be in May. And my May birthday, I have, I think it's a fan birthday for Cure Sunshine's on the 5th, Cure Coral's the 9th, Honey's the 11th, Moonlight's the 19th, Cure Wing is the 21st, Rhythm is 25th, and then Rosetta is the 28th for May. Is apparently what I put on this calendar. Is that accurate? Should be. Should be. When will we ever get a May 2nd cure? I know, May 2nd's wide open. Could easily be a cure birthday. Just saying. I don't know if we have all the... Do we have all the birthdays for this season? I don't remember if they told us at the top of the season or not. I didn't pay enough attention. We need a cure called Cure Leap. Since her birthday is February 29th. Stop, that's so funny. Shout out to the fan-made cures who are born on February. Shout out to the real ones holding it down. When will we ever... Yep, I've read that. Unless we're talking about those people calling Pride a tragedy. Nah, they suck. We do not acknowledge. We do not acknowledge the hatred. I was almost born on Halloween 2 hours after. Oh, dang. Your mom was up late. But at least I get 2 days of fun. Yay! What's with the blue butterfly in Star Detective? I believe it represents eclair, as well as the butterfly effect, have been the two prominent theories with the butterflies. Because it's blue and has a butterfly, and eclair is blue and has a butterfly. Have been the prominent theorizing of it. Alright. Joink. Joink. Is this any different? I don't think it's zoomed in. Copy, paste. Not you doxing their conception. It just needs a little bit of math. Pettiness keeps the blood flowing. That's what I'd be saying. Also, Serena, Claire, if I have not said hi to you, welcome in. I hope you're having a good day. I'm an April baby. April 9th. Let's go. We love that. Nagisa is October 10th. Got you. May for May Tante. It's right there. The pun's right there. We have to do it. I share the same birthday with Arcana Shadow and Latte from Healing Good. Duh. You get 2. You get 2. Okay, so they did announce the birthdays for the girls already. Do we have the birthday for Eclair yet? I assume she's going to be later in the year. Or at least after her debut. Right. 2, 10. Okay. I'm upset Precure doesn't want to celebrate Splash Our 20th anniversary and the Tropical Rouge 5th anniversary. They gotta get on it. They gotta get back to these. Anybody want to pitch a 25th anniversary season? Art! Art! I want art! I want an art season! I want them all to unapologetically be artists of different kinds. I want a digital artist. I want a traditional artist. I want a sculptor. I want someone who does music. I want art. I think I deserve an art season. I've waited long enough. Pastel weather, where you at? That's my season. Otherwise, I think it'd be really funny if they had a dinosaur season. Those are my two things that I'm sliding in there. Maybe the butterfly is the Rift butterfly from Fortnite. Stop. If Cure Happy's birthday is January 10th for real, because it's crazy if it's real, because mine is the 9th. Is Cure Happy... Let's see. Does Cure Happy have a confirmed birthday? She's in that era where they didn't feel like giving them birthdays. I don't see a birthday listed. I know a lot of the time some people will have the birthday listed as the voice actress's birthday. Yeah, the voice actress is January 10th, who does Happy, which is why people say that that's the birthday. That's like the fan one for any time they don't have a true birthday. Which they could retroactively give them birthdays and give us their cool birthday merch, because I'm not gonna lie, the birthday acrylics kind of go a little hard. They're kind of crazy. They're really cool. And I think every year they should just re-release them, but that's just me. That's just me. I think they should do like maybe a handful. Throw them back on the ethos. I'm just saying. They'd sell like hotcakes, because it's the legendary birthday merchandise. Alright, are you guys different? Yeah, you zoom in a little bit. Redo you. Bum bum. Okay. I'm gonna catch up with chat this time. I'm gonna take a minute to really catch up. Precure. Why does it keep automatically going to Precure? If you're doing I think some people do text to speech or speech to text in chat, and it does not like not pronouns. It doesn't like, what is it? Proper nouns? Nouns that are specific. Doesn't Luluka share a birthday with Mashutan? I don't know, does she? I assume the birthdays are on the website. I should probably just look it up. Mikuru silly face sticker. Gotta get the silly faces in there. They all have really, really silly faces, and I feel like we gotta be using them. Her birthday was August, if it's in the book. Got you. The 100th Cure should be named Cure. Stop. Their name is just Cure. They pull a Zendaya, and they're just like, just Cure. That's my name. It'd be so funny. I want a holiday season. Oh my god, a holiday season would be so fun. I feel like it's a little dangerous with holidays having, like, religious and, like, sacred contexts. But, god, a holiday season, or, like, a seasonal season would be great. I'd love one where, like, Cure Winter, Cure Autumn. I know we already got Cure Summer, so we'll have to come up with some alternative, but, like, that would be, like... I feel like they shouldn't have done Cure Summer as a name in Tropical Rouge just because we should have a season that's just seasons. I guess they could just say summer in a different language. They'd just be like Cure Natsu or something. I don't know, what's the French word for summer? They love French. I want a game-based or art-based season. Game-based would be really cool. The AI being a threat would be great. That's what I'm saying, like, in AI, they would never do that because they actually want to use AI toy animations, but they absolutely should. TBH, as a Kamen Rider fan, I would like to see one season that's just overtly refers to the other seasons. It's true, they could just have, like, an All-Stars season. That could be our next All-Stars section. Art of Precure and the villains. It's Mid-Journey Stop or whatever at. So true, though. God, at least a lot of them are dying. I need the ones that have the warehouses or the factories near me to die. An art season would be so cool. I remember Cure art from Happiness Charge or Giant Paintbrush. That'd be so cool. God, having a giant paintbrush weapon would be really cool. I think them selling a toy with that would be really super cool. Oh my god, they released Do-Re-Mi merch recently. Another line of Do-Re-Mi merch, which they have like unnecessarily the most creative merch I've ever seen in my life. And for Do-Re-Mi, they have, oh god, which is it? The names for the objects and Do-Re-Mi all blur in my head. It's one of the Podoons. And then instead of it just being the wand, the end of it is actually a pin. And it's so cool, and it's one of those like multicolored gel pins, and I'm like, it's so dumb, I love it. I want it. I want the pin. I want my little pin wand. We should do more wands as pins. I want the Tier Arcana rod pin. I need it. I need it. With my unhealthy obsession. Art season would be cool. Cure Lovely shares the same birthday as Oreski. Crazy. My pitch, dinosaur season theme about the importance of life. It can be an anniversary. They use fossil jewelry to summon abilities. Oh, that'd be kind of neat. Yeah, I feel like the fandom would think it would become a boy season. Well, we have a boy season. We have Dancing Star. We have Dancing Star. You know what would be a cool motif for a Precure season? A tech season. Oh my god, I've got a friend who's begging for a tech season. He really wants there to be some kind of more, like, techie... What's the hyperdimension Neptunia? He wants something with, like, that kind of aesthetic. I love Cure Summer, though. That's fine, she just needs a rebrand. We give her a different name. She's perfect as she is, she just needs a different name. Cure Winter as a snow-based cure. That's what I'm saying. Pirate season. Ah! Pirates would be fun, too. I love pirates. I have a little soft spot for pirates, I'll tell you that. They sure do. I just finished Hagato. Oh, I hope you enjoyed. I think having a world season would be fun. The Cures will travel the world. They kind of tried that with, Happiness Charge. I'm gonna need Toei to get real better at researching before they do something like that. Like, I think conceptually that's a good idea. And it'd be fun to embrace. But I need Toei to be capable of researching other countries and not just assuming what they think another country is like. But I think the idea is fine. Cure Spring. It's a flower base. Would be so cute. We haven't gotten color names in a very long time. Violet and pink would be cute. Cure Artem as a ninja. Ninja. Oh, congratulations on almost hitting 400, Mojave! Toei needs to put Precure merch around Hot Topic. I swear! I mean, they're trying. They're getting a little more international. They just need to have more... They need to have more confirmation that people like Precure. Like, they're trying with, like... If you have not, and you do have access to a Hulu account, watch Precure on Hulu. Let them know that we're watching. Let them know that we do want more Precure by giving it views. Even if you've already seen Futariwa, you know, put it on the background. Like, do something else, but just have it running in the background. Watch it 1,000 times. Be like that one kid who watched the Bee Movie like 800,000 times and ruined the statistics. Do that, but for Precure. We only know Do-Re-Mi because of us. That's not true. Other people have. You got Do-Re-Amani. You got tons of people who talk about Do-Re-Mi. It's a good season. My top 2 seasons that I would love to have aforementioned holidays or a season similar would be Lupin Ranger and Pata Ranger, the season that has 2 teams fighting for different reasons. It would be cool if there was like, they kind of did that a little bit with Idol. They teased the idea of doing something like that, but Hardcore have like 2 separate Precure teams that eventually come together would be cool. Getting hit with a giant paintbrush probably sucks. A huge wet thing slapping you in the face and now you're covered in paint. It's the ultimate weapon. Cure Summer 2. You're so right. Rebrand done. We've figured it out. Welcome in, Marcos. How are you today? Hope you are doing well. Cure Tropical for the summer-themed gimmick. Oh my god. Imagine having it be like, we have Cure Summer in Tropical Rouge, but we have Cure Tropical in the seasonal Precure. That'd be so funny. I dare them to do it. Pirates? Who here has watched the Muppet Treasure Island? Oh my god, that's a blast from the past. That, you unlocked a whole memory with that one. Oh yeah, they did do it with, hard happiness charge, sort of. Yeah, sort of. I feel like the heart was there, the research was not. Boo, boo, boo. We need cures with color names. We do. I wish to see more spin-off sequels of past seasons. In my opinion, Heart Catch, Doki Doki, and Go Princess deserve. Agreed. A world travel season has great opportunities for global pop-up stores, restaurants, etc. God, you know, I really want a Precure pop-up store somewhere. It would be LA. It would be LA where they would do that, and I'll be like... I'm like, do I fly out to LA? Because they did, I think they did a pop-up cafe or something for Sailor Moon recently, because I've seen people with the drink. They have like a tuxedo mask drink thing. And I'm like, okay, the tuxedo mask drink is kind of cool. I won't lie, that's kind of badass. I'm like looking at it very observantly and I'm like, could I recreate it? Could I figure out how to reverse engineer the tuxedo mask drink? Like, it's got this cool red icing on it and everything, and I'm like, ooh. But like, that's kind of cool. My little pinkity drinkity. Alright, I think it does zoom in, so I will do it from scratch. I just need to chop out this hole so I don't have to. It failed me. There's no winning. I wish we also had Funko and U2's. I think Funko's dying as a company. I think they were having some financial issues recently. U2's, I think, is up on the rise. U2's does everything as well. I haven't watched Muppet Treasure Island, but I know of it from the commercials in my youth. Someday I'll watch. I think it's worth watching. It's a pretty good one from what I remember. Oh my god, Treasure Planet, though. I'm hot take. I hated Treasure Island when I read it in school. I was like, bleh, this book is terrible. Treasure Planet, the movie, though, is one of my all-time favorites. I made the mistake of showing it to a friend, and my friend was like, I don't like Long John Silver, and I was like, take that back. I was like, you can't say that to me. You can't say that in front of me. I was like, you didn't watch the movie. And she's like, yeah, but he's a bad guy. And I was like, yeah, but, like, did you not see the character development? Oh my god. Treasure Planet is one of my all-time favorite movies. I felt something when he was doing the windsurfing at the beginning of the movie and, like, going through all that steampunky engineering stuff. And I was like, oh man, he got me into windsurfing. Such a good movie. Ah! Oh, people don't know how good Treasure Planet is. Oh, it's so good. Splash Star deserves more love. It does. It needs to be acknowledged. They need to remember it exists. Which, to be fair, it did end up in Otona, which was a surprise. If there was a seasonal season in Precure, Cure Summer would appear in one episode. She has to. She is the Cure Summer. As for me, I always want dinosaur-themed Precure. Yeah, we got the dinosaur. Bringing back the dinosaurs. Dinosaurs? Yeah, girls love dinosaurs too, not just for boys. No problem, and I would, be appreciated to get added on this. Mojave, don't ask the questions like that. It's not good. It's not courtesy in stream. I like Sailor Moon. I feel like she's overrated, and I feel like Precure deserves a chance to shine in America. I do think, Precure needs its love, but people are gonna absolutely nostalgia bait Sailor Moon till the day they die. I'd like it if they did multiple places, right? I did get to see the the Sailor Moon show in New York, but I would love it if they did the cafes. And then I could also go down to Universal, but I'm also like, I don't want to go to Universal just for the Sailor Moon collab, which I've heard, unfortunately, I've heard negative reviews for it, which is a bummer. But, I think it's cool that they're doing Sailor Moon stuff anyways. I'm gonna let all of my, Floridian friends handle that, because they seem to. I'll tell you, the Floridian Moonies show up. They are crazy. They do everything. Like, I think almost every Floridian Moonie I know also did, they got something from that really expensive Jimmy Choo collection. I was like, you guys are far more hardcore than me. I think I draw the line at buying Jimmy Choo. I did not mean to do 100. I meant to do 10. That's too much thickness. Too much line. Da 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 da. Let me make sure I'm not missing anything. Wouldn't it be funny if YouTube's bought Funko? They could. If they get enough money, they might. Precure does have an account for... Yeah, they have their overseas one, which I'm really, really happy about. I'm planning on watching more Precure seasons this year. My goal is to watch through Go Princess, Smile, and Kira. Mew Princess, I hope you have a delightful time. Do share if you, your feelings once you have. I need to watch Treasure Planet. I watched it and never again. I didn't vibe with the aesthetic, but people really love it. I definitely think it deserves a second chance. I will say there's certain aspects when you see it younger that it might not be as enticing. But even if you, like, don't like the aesthetic, the music's good, and then the story, I think, is good. There's gonna be something in there you enjoy. But if not, it is what it is. Not everybody loves everything. I love the cyborg cook. Yeah, Silver and Treasure Planet. And Morph. Morph is such a good character. I love Treasure Planet. I've never heard of it. If we're talking about Treasure Planet, you should absolutely look it up. It's so good. It's on Disney+. Don't worry, Mojave. It's all good. Here's my holiday team. Cure Trick. Oh my god, for Halloween? Yes! Cure Present, Cure Year, and Cure Valentine. You know, so we'll get some Valentine's Day acknowledgement. Absolutely. In my fanfic, me and Stella gave Silver a job in another world. Well, he'll be safe and Jim could come visit him. Oh my god, we love a father figure. Anybody else mistaken Saki for a Nagisa clothes? They did, technically speaking. They kept the designs very similar because they knew the first one sold. I mostly associate Treasure Planet with Toon and oh my god, it was the Jetix era, wasn't it? Because I remember my sister watched the channel. That was one of the movies that aired. Oh, I loved the Jetix era. Shout out to things like Get Ed and Witch. Good shows. I like Sailor Moon, but I only watched the live action season. Oh my god, that's so interesting. That's the one thing of Sailor Moon I haven't seen. I'm saving that a day where I'll finally sit down and watch, what is it, the Pretty Guardian live action series. It's pretty good. I like Sailor Moon, but I really watched... Okay, I did read that. Watch Precure for Honeka's giant eyebrows. Stop. I got a Universal Hollywood Studio Pass. Let's go. So I can go in there anytime. Alexis, go. Go when you have free time and let us know how it was. Let us know if you got any fancy food and if the food was delectable. And also the recipe. So we can reverse engineer it. We will recreate the dishes. Take lots of pictures. Lots of reference images. Leaving early, now I have an event tonight. Oh, let's go. I hope you have a great time this evening. Thank you for dropping by, Blue Jay. I appreciate you. I still watch Tropical Rouge Precure released on the exact year of episodes to get the vibes feeling like 2021. I had to find a different website to watch it. Yeah. I wish we got Treasure Planet and Kingdom Hearts. Sora would have loved Treasure Planet because he loves little pirates. He would have loved it. Oh my god. They absolutely... You know what? Kingdom Hearts 4, Treasure Planet. They occasionally will throw in some obscure IPs. Give me Treasure Planet and Kingdom Hearts. They've done like everything else. It's what I deserve. Oh my goodness. Precure Holiday, that's a new and great idea, right? Has anyone heard of Digital Circus Drama? Oh, that? My understanding of what happened with that was that a very borderline joke was made by the voice actors, like, at the very... I think it was at the beginning of when the show started, which, ironically enough, has been a hot minute. And they made a tasteless joke, and then somebody unearthed that joke, and there's some really crappy content creator who's got, like, a blue check mark on Twitter. That's how you know they're a crappy content creator, when they're sitting there just making rage bait content to make money. Sat there and was, like, bringing that joke back up at their, the booth that Glitch had. For, I forget if it was Level Up. I forget which convention it was at. And he unearthed the joke and was, like, bringing it back. And all of the voice actors have since been like, hey, that was an uncool joke we did. It was out of touch. And then, like, they condemned it. They were like, it's not good. The implications were not good. And I genuinely think that some people are blowing it up, but obviously the troll who was at the convention causing problems for everybody was shitty. With a lack of a better word, was not nice. And it's honestly, like, in the words of the voice actors, the whole incident was not a nothing burger in the sense that it was worth saying that, hey, this joke was tasteless back in the day, and we ought to apologize for it. But at the same time, like, that does not mean that other people should continue to have that gross level of humor and continue to cause problems and go out of their way to be cruel to others with it. And I think that's valid. I think being able to sit there and see that you had a mistake like that, where it is not like a mistake where it's completely irreversible, and call it out and be like, that was bad behavior, shouldn't have done that, and we don't do that now, it's been years. And then being like, hey, fandom, don't be terrible about it. Don't sit there and try to perpetuate unkindness. And I think, for the most part, after that, it's like, we move on. We continue to try to be better people. Oh, I missed a whole Zara Larson conversation. Sailor Moon is nice, but I'm still more passionate about Precure. Yeah, I think a lot of us have moved on to Precure. Since we already have a Cure Summer taken, how about Cure Hibiscus would be a really cool name. I love that. Zara Larson. That's why we're talking about Zara. Cure Regift is the mid-season Cure. Stop, Regift is so funny. No, it's nice, but I think it'll be nicer. Yo, that'd be such a good, like, evil Cure. They eventually turn into Cure Gift, but they start out as Regift. Would be so funny. Zara should sponsor Cure Summer. I mean, they've got a lot in common. Summer is their season. Guys, it's time for me to sleep. I hope to see you guys all next time. Have a good day and a good night. Take care, enjoy. I hope you have a good evening. Cure Hibiscus Age-san becomes a Cure confirmed. I can't read today. I am illiterate. But yeah, Age-san is the queen of Hibiscus at the moment. I mean, Zara should literally watch Tropical Rouge. Who was it? Was it Megan the Stallion had, like, implied that she had seen Wonderful Precure? I'm like, they can do it. It could happen. Never say never. Saurus Pack Precure. Oh, Saurus, as in, like, Dino's, like, Cure Titano. Cure Titano would be really cute. Cure Brachio. Cure Tricer. Cure Stego. Cure Raptor. And Cure Spino. That'd be cute! I said 3D because it was originally planned. Oh, it was supposed to be part of Dream Drop, but it was cut. Yeah, Dream Drop had some obscure ones. Oh my goodness. Cure. I love Kingdom Hearts. Looking forward to updates. I know, eventually, just like Kingdom Hearts 3, 4 will be real someday. Anytime soon? No. They also, unfortunately with Kingdom Hearts, they shut down the mobile stuff. They were gonna do, like, another mobile game to basically make the story make sense, and I think they canceled that. I can't remember if it was Dark Road or the thing that comes after Dark Road. That was a bummer. Kingdom Hearts is the inspiration for my Kingdom Hearts is such a good series. I own the Blu-ray for Treasure Planet, let's go! And all the dubbed for Sailor Moon. Oh my god, that reminds me, I need to buy Sailor Moon Crystal DVDs. Our Blu-rays are going on sale, and I need to make sure I get those. Except for my fanfic, Our Adventures, we can swear with strong words like damn it, bitch. Getting crazy with those words. Do you think the Deke dub of Sailor Moon is lost media? I don't think so, because I think enough people put that on tapes that it exists. It just doesn't exist in an official fashion. I also don't know, is it on the Internet Archive at this point? I feel like they could make an argument for that being on the Internet Archive. I didn't do 12, did I? I did 10. That was fine. Alright, only a few more to go. Boo, 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 boo. I've been meaning to watch Witch because I love magical girls. I think Pinky and the Brain reruns were what stood out to me the most. I forgot that did jokes. But watch Witch and watch the English dub because it's the funniest writing. They're so snarky in that series, and it's so, so funny. Witch is such a little gem. I love specifically the animated series of Witch with, like, every fiber in my being. I was obsessed with that series so much because I was like, oh my god, it's a magical girl series, but they all have like different elemental powers the way I wanted to. Like between Witch and Avatar, I was like, finally a series that's got elemental powers. Somebody's got water, fire, earth, and air. Like it's all I ever wanted. Oh my god. I've seen some app games like, oh yeah, Love Live School Idol. That takes me back. It'd be fun to see with Precure. A Precure rhythm game would be really good. Because they did Puzzle, but I don't think that was a rhythm game. I think that was more just like Candy Crush. Precure rhythm game win though. Like we have so much music with Precure. I think they would just get mad because then they would have to copyright strike every single person who plays the game on a stream. I should watch Mount Precure because I'm writing a Persona-inspired TTRPG campaign that's based on the classic lit, but just ended up using a lot of ideas from Magical Girl shows. I want a Persona game, but it's Magical Girls. Like, I feel like the format of Persona is really good, but just put a Magical Girl skin on it. Sold me. I'll never forget my youth watching Fox Kids before Gen X. Those were the days, weren't they? I'm a Winx girly. Dude, I don't know if this happened. I don't know if I had a stream where this, like, came about. I didn't realize that there was so much animosity between Witch and Winx. Because they aired so separately. Like, I think Winx aired way before Witch ever did. And the two shows are, in my opinion, extraordinarily different from one another. I didn't realize that there's this whole, like, fight between... There's a whole feud with them. Like, if you're European, I guess you know, but if you're not European, I had no idea that it's like Witch versus Winx, and you can only choose one or the other. To me, the two shows are so different from one another. I don't begin to compare them. I'm like, to me, comparing them would be like, you either watch Shugokara or you watch Mermaid Melody. You can't like both of them. You have to choose, and I think it's so crazy. Because, like, the thing that sucks for poor Witch is that every time I see somebody talk about Witch, they cannot resist saying, it's better than Winx Club. And I'm like, what are you on about? No one brought Winx Club up but you. The animosity is crazy. I like both, though. I like both, but I dislike parts of both in very different ways. My hot take of the evening. This is my hot take confession. I don't like the Witch comics at all. Which I know is sacrilege. People are gonna hear that, and I'm gonna get pseudo death threats in my DMs for saying that. I did not like the Witch comics. I like the Witch series. I didn't know that Winx Club had comics, apparently. That's a thing. Didn't know that either. I don't know where those comics are. People say they're bad. I don't know. It's crazy. What else? I went on a little rant. I apologize. I love what I've seen of Winx Club. It's good. I'm one of the few people... Where did it go? That likes Birth by Sleep. Dream Drop Distance is good by... I like Birth by Sleep a little bit better. Which lore is more convoluted? FNAF or Kingdom Hearts? I think... that is a good question. I think Kingdom Hearts actually is trying to make sense. FNAF is not. FNAF is not trying to make sense of its lore. They'd be putting in time-traveling ball pits to make some sense of some stuff. That's a tough question, though. I thought of a headcanon idea that Laura should have a boyfriend. Oh, that's like a hot take. I think it would be cute. I think Laura would kind of brag about it. Whoever Laura dated, she would be like, this is the best person in the universe. And everybody else is inferior to my partner. That is probably character accurate. Kingdom Hearts 2 and 3 are my favorites in the franchise. I think I'm a little impartial to 2. That's probably my top Kingdom Hearts thing. I have beef with Cure Aqua and Marin because I wanted to name my OC Cure after sea life. Etika has nothing to do with the ocean. That's fair. That's kind of it's a hot take, but it's actually kind of valid. I hope Kingdom Hearts 4 there will be more Square Enix characters besides the Final Fantasy ones. Ooh. I'm trying to think about who are my favorite Final Fantasy characters. I like Terra. I like Terra. I'm ancient. I'm like Terra. Gotta dip. Have fun, everybody. Have fun, Serena. I hope you have a good day. Yeah, Square Enix has so many cool IPs. I'm trying to remember if Square Enix... were they the ones who did Chrono Trigger, or was that a different company? I would love to see Chrono Trigger in the year 2026. I would love to see a little Chrono Trigger flash from the past. The old dub of Sailor Moon are on DVDs, can cost you a pretty penny. I feel bad. I really blew an opportunity. I had a childhood friend who was like, "Oh, I have all of the VHSs of Sailor Moon that were out at the time," and she's like, "I don't want my collection anymore. Do you want it?" And my mom said no, and I was like, "But I actually kind of want it." There were so many VHSs. They were huge. It took out like an entire shelf. It was crazy. We need a precure that wears baggy pants. Yes! Oh my god, I love poofy pants. I want poofy pants with like a little bit of like those side skirts that people do. That would be cute. That would be really cute. The makers of Wings Club did an Italian dub for precure. Oh, I didn't know that. Now that's kind of interesting. Speaking of European, I enjoyed seeing some episodes of Fresh Precure in the Italian dub. See, I didn't even know it had. I forget that Italy just gets everything. Italy has so many like magical girl things. Like, what do you mean they've had an Italian dub of Fresh this whole time? What? I'm so jealous. Tard's voice is unique and I bet. I wonder if they give him a deep voice, because that'd be so funny. I think that an issue with a lot of fandoms where they feel like they need to be better than other franchises. Yeah, it's kind of weird. I will say for Winx and Witch, the fault is Disney's. It's entirely Disney's fault because the two shows came out at relatively the same time, and then Disney decided to sue Rainbow, which was stupid. Because, like, they really, like, well, Disney did just to scare Rainbow off, trying to bankrupt them by putting them in legal battles, which was stupid of Disney. Disney should have just left them alone. Like, I full-heartedly blame Disney for it. Disney created this problem where they're like, we're gonna try to sue the crap out of this company and just, like, drain them of money for legal battle that we're going to lose. And then now all the fans feel like they have to basically follow suit where they're like, I'm a Disney loyalist, Disney's the best company, which is better? And then Winx, like, you know, they don't have, the team being a smaller studio does not always have the best PRs. They always say dumb stuff online. And you're like, oh my god. You're like, this is all too much. And I need the creators to, like, not compare themselves. But I do think Winx has done better at not talking about other companies. Zag, on the other hand, needs to stop talking about companies. Their employees be crap talking other. I'm trying to just censor myself here. They talk too much smack about other competitors, and I'm like, please stop doing that. You cannot go 5 seconds without insulting another animated product, and I need you to not do that. It's very rude. I want more Tropical Rouge season. I miss them. You love Tropical Rouge. Winx Club aired January of 2004, which had started a comic, but the cartoon aired in 2004. Yeah, I was gonna say, like, the comic was there, but the Witch comic and the entire creation of Witch is very weird, because it started out as animals and eventually turned into teenage girls. Like, the history of Witch is very, very weird, and it's very, very different. And then Winx started also with Magic Bloom, which was a couple of years prior as well. The mixed Tropical Rouge attack reminds me of the Rio song in Brazil. Oh my god, stop. It does. You're so right. We got a French magical girl cartoon. I love Lollyrock, whose costumes are very Precure 5. Dude, Lollyrock has probably one of my favorite magical girl designs ever. I really love the Lollyrock designs. I feel like Kingdom Hearts isn't that convoluted if you try to keep up with the series, especially with Sora and stuff. I think the main stuff for Kingdom Hearts makes sense, but all of the backstory coming from, what's it called? What's that stupid, the Kingdom Hearts cross stuff. So much of the backstory of, like, the Keyblade War and all that nonsense happens with a mobile game that no one played. And I do think that's stupid. And I do think, like, having some of the most pivotal lore of your entire franchise in a game that no one played is so bad. And then also one that went offline. Like, people aren't, like, I think they had to put the entire cinematics that they had for that game in another game just so people could find it. Like, you literally, it's dumb. I think they really should just remake that as an actual game and not an online game. I think they really hurt themselves with that. I miss Lollyrock. Season 3 will be here before we know it, eventually. I loved Neo Tooie. Oh my god, I need to play Neo Tooie. I own it. I loved Tooie so much. I need to play Neo. See if I like it as much. I've loved Tooie more than any other game. It's one of my favorite. I really let myself not catch up with chat. Is there any other website I can watch Precure for free rather than Crunchyroll? Unfortunately, no, and I can't say anything else in this chat. Other than you can watch on Hulu, you can watch Futariwa. I miss Lollipop. It's so good. I can't stand that guy is saying he will never get an English dub for Precure. How he's I think he's funny, but I did mute him on our channel because I just was like, shh, shh. Didn't Futariwa get a dub for London? I don't know for London. I think they had a Canadian dub is the one that is on Hulu. Since we have Jet, when will he meet the Precure in human form? Sonic guy, oh my god. Wings should advertise Precure. I think, honestly, it'd be nice if they collabed, but I think Disney probably tried their best to blacklist Rainbow from the rest of the industry. And I assume Toei would rather have an amicable relationship with Disney. I love Disney, but I agree with the people behind... But I agree that the people behind or in power at the company are making terrible decisions. Yeah, Disney, not great. At least some Disney works are going well. Zootopia 2 was good. I finally watched it. I actually did enjoy it. Like, I wasn't sure, because, like, sequels, they're not terrible every time for Disney movies, but sometimes they're just like, the plot is useless. Zootopia 2 was pretty good. I also can't stand people arguing about ships, wanting everyone. I know FNAF. I know. I don't care about romance and Precure in general, aside from few sessions. Fair enough. The English dub of the OG Precure was done in Canada. Yeah, that's what I thought. God, but oh my god, I love Damo279 and the UX fan dub. Oh, that's true. Right. They did the Union Cross fan dub. They did that. For the Kingdom Hearts stuff. I love Damo. He's great. This is the only reason why I know lore in Kingdom Hearts at all. That and the we should watch that. We should sit down one stream and just watch the oversimplified explanation of Kingdom Hearts. It's so funny. By Barry. I love Lollyrock. Too bad it has an unfortunate name. Yeah, Lollyrock is just dragged down by the name. I do wonder what the thought process was in naming it Lollyrock. Oh, I'm getting a call. I'll be right back, guys. I'll be right back. Though we will probably be wrapping up shortly. Okay, I'm back. That my friend literally called me and he was like, you want to drive over state lines to go get a fish? You know, it's always fun to have some fun friends. It's always fun to have some fun friends who want to do fun activities with you. But I don't know if I want to go across state lines today to go get a fish. Maybe I do, we'll see. Which do you prefer, Round 1 or Dave & Buster's? We don't have a Round 1 near me, so I'd have to say Dave & Buster's. Same, can't stand the dark teal profile picture user commenting every video. I mean, if I don't know, does he show up for you guys on my stuff? I think I muted him a while ago, but I also don't know how well hiding users on your channel, if they're just hiding them for me or if they're hiding them for everybody. I like some of the people who like put spam or like put weird political stuff, I just mute them because I was like, shush, not my channel. That's not what we're doing here. But if you guys still see it, I'm gonna try to find a way to not have that be a problem. I will never forgive Disney for canceling. What is that? Sergeant Go? Saint Go? It was the most fun I don't think I've ever heard of that. ST Go. We're gonna look that up. We're looking that up. ST Go. What is that? Whomst? Oh, that's a thing. Oh, I've seen the girl. I've seen the girl who is like the sleepy eyes. I've seen art from this. Stugo. Tell me more. What is this about? 6 gifted middle school students are invited to a mysterious island in the Caribbean. For what they thought was a prestigious summer camp. Soon they discover how the camp is a ruse orchestrated by Dr. Lula, a mad scientist who resides on the island. Unable to leave for 3 months, the students have to navigate the dangerous Dude, the clips I've seen from this did not make it look like it was a chill. Did not make it look like it was a chill. Or made it look like it was chill. I didn't realize they're stuck on the island. I just see that one girl who's like got the tired eyes, and then she's like pretty cool. That's all I know is I just see endless clips of just her specifically. That's all I know. And I'm looking at the art and it's like everybody looks normal and she's like flying sideways. That's why you know she's the coolest character. Oh my god, that's hilarious. I guess lollipop. I assumed it was like a lolly goth thing or like a Lolita and then rock. But I don't know. I don't know what the lolly was. But I also assume is it a pun? Is it about a lollipop? Was there lollipops in the show? Did I miss that? I assumed it was a French mistranslation thing. Because when I first saw Lolly Rock, I was like, what in the anime is this? And then I was like, oh, it's French. Never mind. It's safe. I don't know. The name always threw me off. I was like, what are we doing here? What's the lolly part of the lolly? I'm confused. I wish we got former Funimation employees making a new studio solely dubbing anime, because Crunchyroll and Netflix didn't. Oh my god. If I talk about the way I feel about the state of the anime industry, we will be here all night. It's communal fun friends to tell you about the local communal puzzle events. Oh, interesting. He keeps showing up a lot, but I feel like we need to spread the awareness. I think some people just love to copy and paste. Why are Precure using Delicious Field, our heart garden, for fights? Because it's easier for the animators to not have to draw backgrounds again. Stugo. Sorry for the typo. No worries! I looked up a cool series. I think it was fun. I had to hide some people on my channel because they started attacking me alongside others for the opinions on You and Idol. I unfortunately don't get too many people. Like, I have some hot takes on Precure and stuff. I don't think I get a lot of hate or anything. I think the only time I've gotten hate was I have stated, and as I stated in the stream, I am not the fondest of Hugito. And in one of my ranking videos, I put Hugito lower, but I explained the reason why I didn't like Hugito is I didn't like how much baby propaganda was in it. And this person was like, you don't understand Hugito. You don't get Hugito like I do. And I was like, I just said I don't like it because of babies. That has nothing to do with like understanding or not understanding the plot. The presence of babies was too annoying for me personally. So I was like, okay, buddy. I think that's the most hate I got. And I did just like mute them because I was like, I don't need whatever energy you're bringing to the table. You keep that to yourself. You can have your very heated appreciation of Hugito. Over there. Let me hate in peace. I feel that. I get like there's overhating on stuff. But there are moments where I was like, let me hate in peace. I wish I had the ability to... Yeah, I don't know why they don't let you block people. I feel like that was there. But YouTube has a bunch of features that they love to add and take off every 5 seconds. Oh, to get rid of the AI, there's so many times where I have to go to my, like, sidebar and be like, not interested in this video because it's AI thumbnails. I was like, get that away from me. Get that trash. The description makes Stugo seem way more serious than it is. It's very chaotic. It's so interesting, because, yeah, it's got, like... Total Drama Island is not the way to put it, but it's got some kind of, like, Survivor energy going on that I didn't expect, because I could have sworn they were in normal buildings in the clips, but clearly my brain just decided to delete the background. Sometimes it doesn't work because I still see it. Yeah, no, the algorithm's terrible. You're totally correct on that. I'm still waiting for Viz Media to dub and distribute Precure. They're the ones to do it. I just wish social media did something useful rather than pushing AI that nobody wants. Agreed. I need the bubble to pop a little bit faster. They should named it Lollipop Rock. That would honestly be a better name. Lollipop Rock sounds great. There's a little what's the word for it? A little consonants going on there. A little pop rock. I like that. It rolls off the tongue better. Noir fights Glitch Delicious Field. I know, I'm a little worried about that. Why are people so defensive over Hagato? It never seems that serious. I think Hagato. I don't know if people were going through something in the great year of 2016, but like people, I feel like were at a really low place in life, and then watched Hagato, and it fixed all of their problems because everybody who loves Hagato basically explains that's why they love Hagato. They're like, my whole family died, but Hagato aired, and I felt better. So I get that, like, it's a very special place in a lot of people's hearts, and I do think certain plot lines really were great representation and resonated with people. So I think, like, obviously every Precure season can be very valuable to people, but there definitely is like, there are seasons where you can say you dislike it and everybody's like, yeah. And then there's seasons where you can say, I dislike it, and they're like, you have dishonored my entire family by stating that, and it's crazy. Noblest T hates kid. That is not true. Who is spreading this slander? That is not true. Delicious field, a desert made of dessert. It is true. It does have that pun. I still like Tropical Rouge, but I feel like people need to accept the fact that screen time thing was a huge issue that season. Yeah, 100% agree. Heart Garden, a stage made by Kira Kiss. A heart garden with all her little mushrooms. Yes, I'm very vocal about the issues with Tropical Rouge. I almost always get recognized as a Lumiere hater. I mostly exaggerated how much I hate her. I think there's also a balancing act. Like, obviously, if you're somebody who really loves a season, and then the entire comment section is like, I hate this show, you're like, but it's like, it's kind of like good, oh, I like it. So I try not to be overly hateful of stuff. Because I think there does need to be balance. We don't need to be too hateful, but I also think it's valid to be like, I love that. It wasn't for me. I still love it, but sometimes it had a little bit of a negative part, yeah. But I think it's also healthy to acknowledge that it had two sides. The only character in Precure who I hate, and I am not joking. Oh, that's right, you don't like Chokine. I still think it's so funny, though. And kind of Blue. Blue is also valid. I forgot you do really dislike Chokine. I don't know why, it always makes me laugh. They think Hana no is best waifu. Oh god, not the waifu politics. Not for me. Hagato is one of my least favorite seasons, but I don't hate it. It has cool characters and episodes. Please don't hate me, and please no arguments. I respect people who love it. Valid. I think all that. Well said. You said that you don't like the babies in Hagato. Yeah, that's specifically the thing. Oh, that's true. I don't like the baby propaganda. Let me put the second word. Let me put the second word there. I don't like the baby propaganda. I don't like it where they're like, everybody, you should have babies. And I was like, not everybody on this planet should have babies. Not everybody on this planet should have babies. For many reasons. People should not be having babies. I thought it was kind of weird how hated Wonderful was during its run. I think people, yeah, I think rightfully so, people were a little sensitive about it not having fight scenes. I think that was the main controversy with it. And then I think also people were like, Wonderful doesn't understand the consequences of her actions, which, fair enough. That's also something people usually don't like in magical girl shows. I think they're valid criticisms. I do think if you give the series a chance, you can get past that stuff, though. But, you know, it depends on people's personal preferences and what they can and can't handle. Entertainment-wise. Tropical Rouge also helped me be excited about Security Breach. I forgot, yeah, you had that big connection with those. See, it makes you, you can find beauty in such unique ways and still have, like, such a love for a series, and I like that. Welcome in, Noah, how are you today? Its fights are weak, but it has really good characters, which I find more important, TBH. Valid. Why does Chokine look familiar to Roxanne Wolf? Oh my god. Alright. Should I wrap stream here, or do you guys want to see me, like, export these GIFs out? I don't know if it's as fun to watch. Because I can either finish up now, or I can export the GIFs and then finish up afterwards. I was bored with Wonderful until Nyami's debut, and then I enjoyed every single episode. It got so good. I definitely think things really kicked into high gear when we had the next sets of characters. I hope Star Detective brings back power-ups. Oh, I want power-ups so bad. I want them. Which girls have the cutest? Oh, The little cowlick thing? God, I'd have to think about it. I hate the single power up. It makes me feel like the other characters didn't matter. Truth. You're speaking the truth. Do you feel like they didn't take advantage of Ruru being a robot here? I think they could have done more. But I don't think that's something I paid too much attention to, admittedly. Alright, I will open up After Effects and see if I can get it set up to be viewed. Because After Effects, the last time I think I tried to run it, when I tried to stream After Effects and OBS to my friends in Discord, it didn't capture the application for some reason, so I have to figure out how to make it work. I have to figure out how to make it not invisible for you guys. Otherwise, you guys are going to look at a blank screen and be like, oh girl, what are we doing? Alright, let's see. Let me open up. I'm doing this in the background. Not it being like, After Effects crashed. What do you mean it crashed? It didn't even open. After Effects, be so for real. Okay, let me upload the GIFs first. Let me close Photoshop. Let me save this one, and then close it, and then save this one, and then bye Photoshop. Alright. Save Photoshop. Alright. Put it back in studio mode, and then import the Giphies. Should be on my desktop. I forget what I named these files. I gave them, like, the dumbest names. I really should not be allowed to name things. It should be illegal. My file names are so dumb. At least they're not like, and that's my file. Alright, I think... application capture. How should I do this? Window capture. AE. Open. Alright. Can you handle capturing After Effects and actually showcase what's on the screen? And then I'm gonna make it fit. I gotta make it fit for you guys. Oh god, I don't know how I'm gonna make this fit. After Effects is so wide. Yoink. Yoink. I'll let you guys see the main screen. Oh my god, it takes up so much space. And then I gotta put it behind everything. Oh, we are doing some funky monkey stuff to make this work, guys. But I'm doing it for you! I'm doing it for you guys! Because you asked nicely. Okay. And then let me... Whip. Nope. I'll do that. Oh, I have to... Oh, I imported them together. I should have done that separately. Import. File. Photoshop file. Editable layer styles. The layers. Here we go. Okay. No, it's not showing up! Oh my god, I'll show you. I'll show you guys. I can show you now. Look at this. Look at this. There's a black... It's just black. It should not be black, because you should be able to see my screen. You should be able to be looking at not a black rectangle. Goodness. Goodness, why? Why is it not captured? Oh, alright. Let me try to fix it. Alright, if you choose to be this way, I will have to choose another option. What should I do? Alright, I'm making a choice. I'm making a choice. I don't know if that choice worked. Where'd it go? Oh, I didn't select one. That would be why. No, not that one. This one. Yes. I don't know what those words mean. Okay. I gotta make it smaller. Oh, I gotta try to make it smaller. I'm hoping you guys are enjoying the sound effects with Noblest He. And then... No, you're off the screen. Nope. Nope, not that one. Don't disappear on me. No. Oh my. Girl, I make this thing and it disappears. Why is it doing that? No. Why is it behaving? Not all of you guys just sitting here watching me have technical troubles that you can't witness, because every time I try to make this new screen and I try to edit it, it disappears! Hello? Hello? Where did you go? Alright, we're gonna start over. Delete that. Try a new one. Put the screen on my screen. Thank you. Display. Add existing. No, add a new one. Add existing? Add existing. Don't add existing. Bad idea. Bad idea. Take it off screen. We don't know where it go. Ooh, the technical troubles are strong in this one. I'll try it one more time. If it doesn't work, I may give up. It's fighting me. It fights me for what? Alright, you know what? I'm trying one more option here. I don't know why I put that on that screen. Alright. There it is! Okay, unfortunately you guys have to watch this. It happened in real time. I was hoping to not have to show you, but it stopped showing up. Okay, that's what it's supposed to look like. But now you have to watch me sit here and do all this engineering. See? Like, it grew there. Is it centered? Move it. You can just move it over. There we go. Alright. We did it, guys. Let me catch up on chat. Thank you for hanging out with this installment of me attempting to use After Effects with an OBS when it hates it. Yeah, it was censored for no reason. Tuska Day Precure, honestly. I'm gonna see, yeah, I'm gonna go see Digital Circus in theaters. I talked about it at the top of stream. I managed to get tickets, and I'm hoping to get tickets at the fancier movie theater so I can eat a meal while I watch it, because it's kind of not short. We need more Luluka, this is agreed. When I go to camp, I hope I can sing that one campfire song from SpongeBob. Do it! That'd be so fun. I love the visual style of Precure. I agree. Alright. Some of these I don't need. Some of these I'm not going to need, and I don't remember at what number I don't need them. Let's turn them all on. All layers on. I don't want 3D. Delete the bottom layer, because it's a green screen. Alright, one of these from the top is going to be what I don't need. I don't need this one, this one, this one. I'm going to be deleting a couple of these. Oh, there we go. Number 77. Okay. Now we get to do the fun part, which is taking all of these blocks and making them stepping stairs. I just slide them all over until I have all of them sequentially ordered. I think there's a way to do this more efficiently, but I sure don't. I'm sure do it the hard way for no reason. I think there's, like, probably a plugin that could take care of this, but I don't want to spend the money. I'm just gonna scoot these bad boys to the right. So we have a stair step. The millions of people used After Effects. They do. I have to go. See you, Poos. Thank you for joining us today. Change my profile picture to another picture of Ake-san. She's so silly. I see that. It looks good. Mojave, thank you for the floating heart times 10 jewels. I don't know what that means, but thank you. That's pretty cool. I just remember my big sister playing CD-ROM games of Detective Barbie and the Mystery of the Carnival Caper, and I was watching her and trying to help her solve the clues. I love the oh dude, I love the Barbie PC games. I don't know if they make them as good as they used to. I never finished Barbie Explorers, because that game was really hard, but I wanted to beat that game. I think I looked up the ending, and the ending was really anticlimactic, which really bums me out, because I was like, one day I'll get to the end of this game. I'll find all the jewels and I'll win. That game was very hard. And it was also hard when I replayed it as a teenager because the quicksand kept eating me alive. Like, quicksand was a really big problem in the Barbie game. I'm gonna be so real with you guys. Kira answers armpit. None of that! None of that! We don't bring the armpits into this. The reason why my holiday season I made Kira Trick the main lead is because we need more orange rep. Brilliant. I love it. Signed, sealed, delivered. Hire Alexis. Good ideas. Good ideas only. Alright, I'm gonna see if this is too slow, and then I'll, shorten the speed. But I always make them a little bit longer, and then I can shorten them, rather than making it short and then having to elongate it. It's much harder. Alright, 1 second and 20 milliseconds. Ta-da! Look how clean it looks, guys! Look how clean! And then soon I'll upload this to Giphy, and you guys can use this one. Look how good that looks! All of that hard work you guys experienced in stream made this! Where all I did was take a background out of the way, but it looks clean. And then, Giphy will make the lines really crunchy, and it will make me really bummed out, because I worked really hard on this. And then it's gonna be Crunchtown, USA. But that's fine. Alright, it looks pretty good. I don't see anything glaring. There's some things I could have cleaned up, but I sure don't want to go back and do it. So this is as good as we're gonna get, everybody. Alright, that's one GIF. I'm gonna turn it off when I export it, because I don't know what might pop up if I export it. Okay. I'll move this to the side, because I don't need all my folders everywhere. And I'll turn it back on. Ta-da! This is the GIF. Soon you can put this in your Instagram stories and debatably your text messages! Ooh, if you use Giphy, you'll find this under Cure Answer. There she is. She has a GIF now. Alright, that's one sticker down. Let's get the other one going. Did I upload it? I didn't. I have to turn off the screen again. Wink. Searching my stuff. Yeah, I might have secrety things I don't want you guys to see that I also probably shouldn't leave on my desktop, but secrety things that will be relevant later, but you don't get spoilers now. No spoilers for you guys. I can keep a secret, potentially. Alright. Spoilers are gone. Back to the other GIF. Right. Turn them on. Get rid of the green screen. Wink. Let's do it. I have a Clippy account now. Oh my god, I'm glad that there's another place to upload GIFs because it's better than some of them. But god, having to upload to 3 websites for every GIF I make is painful. At least Clippy lets you import Tenor. I hope Tenor dies so I don't have to I can just go down to 2. Birthdays for my Cures. Cure Trick is October 31st. Cure Present is 25th of December. Cure Year is January 1st, of course. And Valentine's Day for Miss Valentine. Love it. Finally get some February birthdays. And then we scoot all the blocks to the right. All the blocks to the right, to the right. And a box to the right. But yeah, I'm trying to get more magical girl stuff. If you've seen on my Instagram, I post updates for the GIFs that I'm able to upload. Because obviously doing GIFs where I don't have to do all this, like, transparency deletion, I can upload much quicker. Tenor, it takes a while for stuff to get approved, but Clippy and Giphy are within the next few hours after uploading. Then they're available. And so you can have magical girl ones. But I really want to have more magical girl series to be found in these search engines, so if you have specific... It really comes down to if you have a specific scene you want uploaded. I can do that if you've got a quick, like, less than, like, 4-second clip of a character doing something silly, which, mind you, 4 seconds is the max. I cannot make it any longer, which is why I don't have, like, the full GIF transformation of characters. I had to break up the transformations into pieces, or I had to double the speed. But yeah, I recently uploaded all the transformations for Pre-Orca, because they didn't have any of those. None of that was there. So Pre-Orca has its transformations. I had a friend request me do a couple of Cure Star ones, so I put some Cure Star in there. But yeah, if there's stuff you want, the main stuff I'm going to focus on is the currently airing stuff, so I have to go through the episode today for Star Detective and see if there's any good gifable moments there, and then I'm going to do Luluto Lily, and then I'm going to do Witch Hat Atelier. And then I will be free to do more after that. Dude, I've been doing a lot of the food scenes from Witch Hat Atelier because I love anime food so much. So if you look up Witch Hat Atelier food, all of that is me. Every food scene, I'm like, look at the bread. She's got such nice bread. I may double the speed on this one. This one's kind of slow. Okay, that's fine. Alright, we will double the speed then. Recompose. Speed time stretch. 50%, I think is the way, yeah. And then the duration is 207. 206. Bum, 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 bum. Look at this weird application. It's really weird and complex. Alright, that should be the right speed. This one will also be added, so I'll export that bad boy. Blink. How long left in stream? I think right after this I will wrap. I gotta go. Have fun, everyone. Have a good Sunday. Have a good Sunday, Marcos. Justice for February. Truly, truly. Spread the love for the legendary warriors. Exactly. And then... Mikudu, show up, please. There we go. Ta-da! There's our little GIF. She will be added as well. I'll probably be uploading these guys a bit after stream. But by tomorrow, you should be able to find these in the algorithms. For stickers. These are specifically stickers. They won't be in the normal GIF area. But yeah, you'll be able to put these in your little Instagram story. And debatably elsewhere, once I figure out where elsewhere is. But I hope you guys enjoyed stream today. Thank you for stopping by and hanging out while I just sat here and was like, I'm gonna make GIFs because that's what I want to do. Luluta is, Luluto. Lily is both an idol and a magical anime. True. I will need to see more Precure series, but I remember Wonderful Precure feeling very calming to me. Oh, it's so good. Oh my god, the Mikudu GIF is so cute. Right? She's fun. And you can sit there and whine when you miss the pre-order for your pre-order figure. You could put a little GIF, be like, I missed the pre-order for my favorite anime figure. That's where I'm going to be using it for. But nonetheless, I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. I hope you guys have an absolutely lovely Sunday. I might have to go cross state lines to go buy a fish. Yeah, have a good Sunday, everybody. Bye-bye!